We begin today with the details from an interview with former NSA contractor Edward Snowden. In an extensive conversation conducted through encrypted online communications with James Risen of The Times, Snowden gave detailed responses to a myriad of accusations levied against him by the U.S. officials. One major allegation that Snowden had leaked secrets to both Chinese and Russian governments, and that therefore made him a traitor to the United States. Snowden says that before going to Russia, he gave all the classified documents to journalists in Hong Kong, and he reiterated that he did not keep any copies for himself, saying, quote, "It wouldn't serve the public interest." In response to how he protected the classified documents from China's spies, Snowden said that he was able to because of his background and training at the NSA. As a contractor, Snowden was well aware of China's intelligence abilities, noting that as a contractor, he targeted Chinese operations while at the same time teaching a class on Chinese cyber counterintelligence. The former government contractor also made it clear that he did not take any secret NSA documents with him to Russia, which of course is where he is located right now. And he did this, he says, to assure that the Russian intelligence officials could not access them. Snowden has been lambasted by government officials as a traitor who's caused enormous damage to U.S. intelligence operations. However, privacy advocates feel just the opposite, hailing Snowden as a heroic whistleblower who acted in the government's best interests. Just last week, some of those privacy advocates from the U.S. paid Snowden a visit to Russia for the Sam Adams Award in Integrity and Intelligence Work, which Edward Snowden received. We're fortunate to have one of them here with us right now, Jesselyn Radack, the National Security and Human Rights Director of the Government Accountability Project. Jesselyn, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Ameera.
So you just returned from Moscow, where you were able to attend the award ceremony for Snowden. How would you characterize him now, having met him, and his disposition right now?
You know, I thought he was healthy and happy. He seemed very grounded and balanced and thoughtful, despite all the pressure that he's under. And he seemed very, very funny and very wicked and wry sense of humor. Yeah, he was very funny and social, and I think he was really glad to see us, and we were really, really glad and grateful to be able to see him too.
Did that surprise you, his disposition and how happy he seemed?
I think, yes, I think most people under those circumstances, I mean, I can hardly imagine being away from my friends and my family and actually having my country exile me and abandon me. So I thought he might be depressed or have lost weight or, be more despondent. But no, he looked great.
And what kinds of safety precautions did you take before you made the trip? Those of us who were traveling, there were 4 of us, and we had a lawyer on retention if we were detained, coming back into the country if we were detained and interrogated, and if our devices were taken from us. And at the same time, we also left all those devices, including cell phones, laptops, and any other normal 21st century landline that you have to the U.S. We left all that behind. I imagine that had to be so hard to do. What was it like just being disconnected from all of that?
It's really hard, and I'm not even one of the more technologically savvy people who has a million gadgets, but for me, not being able to talk to my family once I arrived or to tell people that I was safe, that was very disconcerting. Yeah. And I think that's horrible that there are a number of people, like with all this amazing technology we have, there are so many people now who are disconnected because it's not safe, as we've learned, thanks to his revelations, to use your cell phone or computers or iMail or internet or Facebook or anything people are using to communicate.
It is unfortunate. And of course, you did go along with 3 other Americans, 2 of which are former whistleblowers like yourself. I want to pull up what the New York Post wrote about it. The article begins, "Benedict Arnold would have fit right in. A fan club of U.S. traitors went all the way to Russia to give an award to their hero, terror watch secret spiller Edward Snowden." How do you even respond to something like that?
You know, usually I just don't, except I keep getting asked about it. You know, the New York Post always has these crazy, incendiary, inflammatory headlines that border on the absolutely ridiculous. Sure. But if they had done any research, they would have known that the people who went are themselves former whistleblowers, including myself, who have all been vindicated by the U.S. government.
Absolutely. And last week, the rhetoric surrounding Snowden sort of went a step further when on a panel, NSA director, former NSA director Michael Hayden jokingly said, "I must admit, in my darker moment over the past several months, I'd also thought of nominating Mr. Snowden, but it was for a different list," to which then Representative Mike Rogers chimed in and said, "I can help you with that." So, of course, they're referring to, you know, Snowden being on the drone kill list. I mean, what does this say about how they are perceiving Snowden and, you know, all of this information that he's really provided to the public?
I mean, it really is a transparent about how irate they are and how reckless they are. These are elected and appointed officials at the highest levels of government, and to make comments like that, it's wildly irresponsible and profoundly disturbing, frankly. And it really shows you the antipathy and the venom that the U.S. has. So when it's like, oh, come back and we will treat you well and we'd love to hear from you. I mean, really, are you kidding me? When people, you don't joke about putting people on the targeted assassination kill list.
But I did hear that Edward Snowden is not necessarily taking this very seriously at all.
I think he sees it as a veiled threat, which it is, but I think he feels secure in his surroundings in Russia, because Russia, frankly, has a muscle to stand up against the United States and to protect him.
Sure. And of course, we learned that on Wednesday, NSA Director Keith Alexander will be stepping down in the coming year. Do you think that has anything to do with the Snowden leaks?
Oh, absolutely. Not only Keith Alexander, but his buddy Chris Inglis. They're both leaving to spend more time with their families, which is frankly okay with me. I'd rather them spend more time with their own families than with my family.
And Jesselyn, just to wrap it up, I wanted to ask you about the award that Snowden received, the Sam Adams Integrity Award. I don't think a lot of people know what it is. Can you just talk a little bit about it? And I should mention you received the award back in 2011.
Sure. Sam Adams Associates are a collection of former CIA intelligence analysts and operatives who have decided to bestow this award on other people who've showed courage and integrity and bravery from the intelligence community. Often, but not always, they happen to be whistleblowers who've revealed truths that are either embarrassing or, frankly, illegal to the United States, but in the public interest to know. And these people, it's not just for people in the U.S. There have been a number of recipients from other countries.
Absolutely. Well, we're very excited we were able to get you fresh off your trip. Thank you for joining us, Jesselyn Radack, former whistleblower and National Security Director of the Government Accountability Project.
Thank you, Ameera.